So sledding the other day started like this, but it ended like this.
Oh, Jesus.
And this.
And this is sledding.
I learned so much today.
Yeah.
Oh, no kidding.
Classic sledding.
But before we get to that, let's talk about a little water issue I came home to after Christmas. Hey, old boy, and everybody else watching this. We just got back from spending a week in camps with our friends, and the pump house heater obviously wasn't working while we were gone. So everything in the pump house froze because the heater was not on, and because of that, the pump has cracked. You might be able to see it right there, but the pump is cracked. Pressure tank was frozen. Everything was frozen. Luckily, I had bought a new pressure tank and pump and stuff like that, because I had seen the condition that this one was in and knew that there would probably be a point sometime soon that I'd have to replace it. It just sucks to have to do it now when it's minus 20 out and kind of cold and miserable. But yeah, it's about 7 o'clock at night now. I spent most of the morning just plowing all the snow, getting it moved, getting access to the pump house, because it was, I would say about 3.5 feet of snow between the road and the pump house, so I had to go plow that out with the backhoe. And then I spent the rest of the afternoon just getting everything out of the pump house and into the basement and de-thawing, so that I could start pulling pieces off and rebuild this pump. So, anyways, fun times at the farm. So, one of the benefits to melting snow for water for the toilets is that it keeps you cool, or your beer cold, which is great. Got a pellet stove going, got a big stock pot, just melting snow, and then that gives us enough snow to wash dishes, or enough water to wash dishes, flush toilets, that kind of thing. But it's time to get this all fixed up, because I would really like to have a shower and do some laundry. Okay, got the pieces that I need off, that I need to put on the new pressure tank and new pump. So this one is done. But yeah, now start rebuilding the system. Alright, it's the next day. Had to run into town and buy a bunch of pieces, because the new tank and pump don't set up quite like the old one. Also snowed like 1.5 feet last night, so yeah, spent most of the morning doing the run to Golden and then plowing snow just so I could get access to everything again. But
about summer snow. When it falls on you, your blood runs cold. But don't you sweat your pretty skin, 'cause it melts away for it sinks in. And you dream about this very night, when the moon runs down the summer sky. Could it be the morning of the spring, when the sea runs dry and start to sing? Have you heard from the sky all about it? Down the river, high tide flows around it. Through the whispers of pines, I hear them sing. The more you love, the more you live. Do you ever feel like going back, when nothing seemed to be a drag? You read until your legs gave way, then you cried and got back up again. And it's real to think that I could fly across a broken bridge in the fading light. Never thought ahead of my 2 feet, never had a care in the world, you see. Have you heard from the sky all about it? Down the river, high tide flows around it. Through the whispers of pines, I hear them sing. The more you love, the more you live. Have you heard from the sky all about it? Down the river, high tide flows around it. Through the whispers of pines, I hear them sing. The more you love, the more you live. Have you heard from the sky all about it? Down the river, high tide flows around it. Through the whispers of pines, I hear them sing. The more you love, the more you live. The more you love, the more you live.
Okay, so we're in the pump house now. So as you can probably see, I had to do some funky stuff because we're currently in a bit of a supply shortage on those little metal clamps that go on, that clamp on with the fittings to hold the pipe to the fitting. Where I live currently, there are none of those in any of the hardware store. So I had to use old clamps that I could find and salvage from the old system, and make it all work. And so that's why there's that big funky loop and stuff like that. And once I get more of those clamps in, then I can, come back in here and pipe it properly. But for now, we've got running water, and that's all I care about. Well, by popular demand from Jim, today's video is going to be about the sled. We've got Heather's coming out, and she's bringing a buddy who is a snowmobile guide. So he's going to teach us a little bit more of what we're doing so we don't look like fools out there. And yeah, it should be good. Go play around in in the marsh and on the flats and stuff, and then yeah, hopefully I'll get some drone footage as well. Should be a good video. But before we get going and playing in the snow and stuff, I need to do a little bit of maintenance and care on this thing. Make sure she's in good running order and all the fluids are topped up and stuff like that. So let's start with that.
Alright. Come on. Yeah. Here we go. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on. Let's go.
Alright, there she is, all filled up. Fresh oil in there, fresh gas. Should be good to go. But it ended like this.
That's, so see how she's really hard on the throttle?
Yeah.
It's easier when you're hard on the throttle, but you can go slow speed,
Okay.
be on and off the throttle constantly.
Okay.
You can be just as hard on it, but moving a lot slower,
Okay.
and that's gonna be the trick.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
So Heather's fine. She got up from this crash and got back on the snowmobile and rode it over, and other than some soreness, she was completely fine. But that was a rough crash, and unfortunately, we kept riding after that. But then on Heather's next turn, this happened.
What happened?
Uh-oh. I hit something?
Got stuck or hit something?
And this is sledding.
I learned so much today.
Yeah.
Oh, no kidding.
Classic sledding.
This is
Well, yesterday we had to call it quits because a belt went and we didn't have the right tool to replace the belt. We did luckily have an extra belt. But yeah, Heather and I just got the new belt on. Got her going after she spent the night out in the marsh here. But yeah, seems to be running well. It's luckily Heather knew somebody who had a similar sled to us, so they had the right piece or tool to release the belt and stuff like that. So went into town today and picked that up, which was a bit of a trick. But from what Mark was saying yesterday, throwing belts is just part of sledding, so better get used to it.